Hey guys, tell YouTube to refresh. Tell YouTube to refresh. So when you go over to YouTube and tell them to refresh. Over the honks did it or something like that.
Should be able to support both sides. Then in classes, it wasn't only theory being taught, it was progressive-sided politics that had no place in public classrooms. One-sided politics.
Juvenile behavior, guys. Juvenile.
For some classes, every reading or assignment given steered the students this direction. Discussions given during classes did the same thing. It no longer seemed like school, but like an indoctrination center. It sounds crazy, but that's what it seemed like. For people in favor of teaching with this narrative, I hear the argument that they just want factual history and not just something that was whitewashed. Their words, not mine. However, in some classes, what I saw was anything but completely factual. History, current events, and other facts morphed into something that would support whatever the teacher's narrative happened to be. It seemed as though instead of gathering facts to come up with truth and a conclusion, the conclusion was made first. Then everything was brought up in to support that conclusion, and everything that wouldn't support this narrative was left out. Completely backwards. Other times in my son's classes, I heard students voice
no police round. No police round.
Things that didn't support the district's narrative.
Are you kidding me?
This was actually the last straw on top of many others that
Portland police don't show up. Now we know Beaverton police don't show up.
Additionally, in a recent video release, two teachers said that if BSD teachers don't support this narrative,
Merlot? I think it is
Merlot and what, do you know?
what world is this okay?
Merlot Court and Merlot Road. I think.
These aren't things that I've heard or gotten from somewhere else. These are things that I've seen firsthand. I've heard so many other parents of the same stories. And now to hear that reading, writing, and math proficiency requirements are being removed, and the reason given is that it presents unfair disadvantages for minorities. As a Latina, I find this very insulting and far from the truth, and a shameful basis to strip our children of a competitive education. On CRT, life is really hard enough, and the biggest thing that probably holds us back is self-doubt, especially as a kid. And for these kids to go to school and be told every day that they are less, that they are not good enough, and the world is against them just because of their skin color is awful. They need to be taught that it's not easy, it requires hard work and responsible choices, but they are very capable. In all, I'm very disheartened by this. An institution that was created to help and educate children, but uses this platform and trust to push an opinion-based, one-sided narrative.
YouTube back up, guys.
No
YouTube,
more.
get back up.
Stop teaching them your personal politics and teach them what you're supposed to.
Thank you, Nancy. Next is Wendy Myers and her daughter, Kalia Myers.
All right. It's an honor to stand in front of so many patriots tonight. Thank you guys for coming out.
You're welcome.
I'm here to talk to you tonight about a job that we have, and that is the job of parent-teacher. Okay, I have a very interesting perspective in that I was a teacher in a private school, I was a teacher in a public school, and I have thus been homeschooling my 3 girls. I know that there are benefits to all of them, but I know there are sacrifices like crazy to homeschooling. I get it. You only have one paycheck, if one at all. There's ways around it. And what I'm telling you right now, I just want you to listen and be challenged tonight as parents. Homeschooling is a sacrifice, but it is a huge luxury. I had the luxury and the freedom to talk to my girls about everything that they needed to know to be a child in America. I understand that not every parent can homeschool, and that every child is not fit for homeschooling. However, I believe it's time that as parents we claim our children back for who they are. Ours, given to us by God. They are not society's children. They are, thank you. They are not teachers' children. They are not the politicians' children. They are ours. We brought them into this world, and it is up to us to raise them to be the children that America needs them to be. Ones who are proud of the freedoms which others have granted us through their sacrifices. It is up to us as parents to raise children who do not see the color of another, but instead see their moral character. It is up to us as parents to teach our children that every person has value. It is up to us as parents to show them unconditional love, to show them the way in this difficult world of fads and fakeness, judgment and hypocrisy. It is our job, not societies or schools, to give them that undying attention and love that they will need to see them through those years of discovering who they are. It is up to us as parents to guide them through this world of ever-changing technological advances, which only seek to corrupt and destroy their innocence. I am not asking all of you to pull your kids out of school and homeschool them. However, if you did, it would make quite an impression. What I am asking you to do is rise up and be the parents that your children need them to be. Be the fighters for their freedom. Be the teachers for their morals and values. The guardians of their hearts, minds, and souls. We as parents are in a battle for our children's very souls, and the schools out there are sacrificing your children's souls for profit and power. Our children don't have a voice because they are young and society only listens to them and if they follow propaganda and fad, not if they use their brains. It is up to us as parents to be their voice. Can you hear them? They are crying for fresh air. They are crying to love and play with friends of every color. They are crying out for the safety of arms that will love them. They are crying out to be taught to use their brains. Your child was given special gifts by God. They are crying out to use them. Are you ready to be the parent your child needs? Are you willing to step up and be your child's voice, champion, and teacher? I am begging you. Do not let this generation of children be talked about in history books as the generation that went to waste because good people did nothing.
Woo. Great speech.
Powerful. Thank you, Wendy. Now we have Wendy's daughter, Kalia. Am I saying that right? Kalia? Awesome. Awesome. All right, Kalia, here you go.
Thank you. Hello, my name is Kalia, and I've been homeschooled my entire life. However, that doesn't
flipping off a black guy.
No
Real good, real good.
With
Flipping off a
these
black
ludicrous mask mandates.
Way to flip off a black
The
guy.
fact that they believe they have the right to force these students to wear these masks, when all the evidence shows just how utterly worthless they are in stopping the spread of COVID-19, as well as the research showing that kids have the lowest susceptibility rate of catching this virus, is simply proof that they are all cowards. Cowards and communist dictators who are attempting to use child abuse in order to bring about the tyranny that they so desire.
Listen to that one.
I wonder if they pride themselves in the fact that they are psychologically and physiologically harming these kids. Not only do masks do nothing to prevent the spread of COVID-19, but they also create effects to the body and mind such as stress, anxiety and depression, claustrophobia, immunosuppression, fatigue, decline in cognitive performance, susceptibility to viral and infectious diseases like COVID-19, as well as long-term effects like health deterioration, developing and progression of chronic diseases, and premature death. On the subject of death, these mandates that they are enforcing are causing more students to commit suicide. In fact, suicide cases were at least 1.6 and 1.45 times higher in March and April of 2020 than in 2019. How many more kids have died from suicide because these cowards don't have the backbone to stand up against this tyranny and protect their students? Not to mention the fact that these students aren't even their kids. They have no right to tell parents that they now have control over your kids, that they get to tell them what to do. Whatever happened to my body, my choice? Guess it's no longer our body or our choice now, is it? Nor are these kids their parents' children any longer either, I suppose. Parents, listen closely. These school boards and government are sending all of you a very clear message. Your kids' lives are controlled by them now. They deem what is acceptable and unacceptable. Your kids aren't your kids anymore. They belong to them. They make decisions for them now, not you. You have no say over what happens to their bodies or their minds. That's their message. But we cannot let them continue to do this any longer. We must fight back, which means that yes, we will make enemies. But as Winston Churchill once said, you have enemies? Good. That means that you stood up for something sometime in your life. And that's exactly what we need to do. So wake up, stand up, and fight. Thank you.
Wow, homeschool education, nice job. Wow. So now we have Aaron Herrick, and then Sarah Davidson and David Klaus. Okay, you two are powerhouses, and I have to go after you. I'm a little nervous right now. But you guys are awesome. Great job. All students deserve to learn in an environment free from political activism and ideological influence by their educators. They deserve to develop peer relationships based on friendship and individual identity, as in their nature, without being taught to judge people as part of identity groups based on their color. They deserve to develop critical thinking skills and learn how to think rather than be taught a narrative positioned as fact
Peter,
that
let me know
only
when you're
allows
here.
one way of thinking. We at the Oregon Fair chapter are pro-human and promote compassionate opposition to intolerance and racism rooted in dignity and common humanity. The Beaverton School District has decided to apply the principle of equity intended as equality in outcome versus equality of opportunity to all aspects of our schools. This directly threatens the futures of our children. Governor Kate Brown recently signed Senate Bill 744, which would, for the next 5 years, not guarantee that a student who earned an Oregon high school diploma could actually read, write, or do math at the high school level. Oregon schools are already ranked in the bottom 10 school systems in the nation, and we cannot afford for Oregon schools to lower the denominator even further. We need importance on essential skills for graduation. We need emphasis on building confidence and can-do attitudes in our students, for them to understand what it takes to achieve academic success and become productive members of society. We urge the school district to hold the curriculum standards to the highest denominator.
Come on over, click the follow, subscribe, come on back, guys.
Deserve the best education
Watching on
possible,
Restream,
and
click
it
the
is
follow,
the school board's job
subscribe, and head on back to where
ensure
you're
it will
from. Thank you.
happen. The Beaverton School District also is committed to being
Thanks for sharing my
anti-racist,
link.
not in the traditional definition of opposing racism, but as newly defined by likes of Ibram Kendi. The message is that America consists of two groups, oppressed and oppressors, as defined solely by skin color, completely ignoring the essential attributes of each individual. This underlying ideology asserts that racism is woven into the fabric of our nation, that our Constitution, as well as our legal system and our other institutions, has been engineered to establish and maintain a system of white supremacy. This intolerant and regressive ideology is itself racist because it assigns people to racial categories and denies them their own unique personality and agency. It contradicts the ideals that have produced the freest nation in history. Educators adopting this ideology are presenting our children with cynical, pessimistic, and deeply flawed perspectives of America that is quite frankly backwards thinking. Anti-racism activism threatens the significant positive gains we have made as a nation since the civil rights era of the 1950s and 60s, when Martin Luther King led our future. It turns friendships into fraught relationships impacted by power dynamics. It guides innocent and trusting children toward emotionally damaging
I think she's spreading COVID. Take her mask off. She's spreading COVID.
This ideology poses an overall threat to our society. Our schools can and must serve to unite rather than divide our communities. We can teach honest accounts of our nation's history while developing our children's gratitude for the freedoms and opportunities we all enjoy together. As parents and citizens of this community, we must ensure that the Beaverton School District Board rejects the ideology and instead promotes a common culture based on fairness, understanding, and humanity in order to protect the civil rights and liberties of every child.
Thank you, and that is FAIR. FAIR is an excellent organization to follow.
Share it out, guys. Share it out.
And Erin and her group do excellent work, so please join their group. It's about human rights and human dignity. Let's see, Sarah. It's going to be Sarah Davidson, Sarah Klaus, and Sarah Smith. David Klaus, sorry.
What kind of a...
I'm Sarah Davidson. Hello, it's great to be here. I have 3 children, none of which are in a public school because that's not an option for me right now, because a trust has been broken. Move me wherever you want. Now, when a trust is broken, it is very hard to rebuild, and the trust between parents and public schools has been broken. Now, when there's no trust, there needs to be accountability. And this is why I want to talk about why there should be cameras in every single classroom. Why aren't they already in there? It is legal in every single state in this country. What are they hiding? Why don't they want us to see what and how they are teaching our children? I would love to see what the teachers are really doing. Are they sticking to the fundamentals, arithmetic, math, reading, writing, or are they pushing their ideologies and verbally abusing our children? It is abuse, and it needs to stop. These people have our children for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, for most of the year. Yet, we're not allowed to monitor what's going on in the classrooms. This is absolutely ridiculous. So, who is holding these teachers accountable? Nobody. Nobody is. Do you know who is? The children themselves. They're using their smartphones. They are recording their teachers and turning it into their parents, and then these teachers are finally removed from their post, rightfully so. These children are essentially on their own, and it is not right. We have security cameras every other place except for in the classrooms. We need to protect our children, and if the school board says that would cost way too much money, I have a suggestion. Why don't they allocate the money that they clearly set aside for critical race theory and put it into cameras for our classrooms instead?
There's a plan.
Last year alone, Beaverton School District spent over $500,000 on critical race theory training. Ridiculous and absolutely absurd, and what a waste of money. They are just teaching these children that, shame white kids for being white, and every kid of color is not able to rise above the systemically racist system, which is a lie and which is racist in itself. And it's all about separation. Also, they're trying to plant seeds of anti-patriotism so that these children will grow up to hate their country. It needs to be stopped. Parents have a right to monitor their children, what they're being taught, and how they're being taught. Now, God bless America.
Thank you, Sarah. David.
Guys, come on, for streamers, some people over here, click that follow, click that subscribe, and send it back over your way, okay? Thank you.
Well, thank you all for coming out here. It's great to see all of you. Awesome. I am a Beaverton School District employee, okay? I work in the transportation department. I am right now faced, as many others are, with either taking an experimental medicine or losing my job. Okay. Now, in all fairness, they're giving us the opportunity to either get a religious exemption or a medical exemption. Okay. I got news for them. We should not have to do either. We have the right to bodily autonomy. That means we have the right to control what goes into our bodies, right? What did the pro-abort say? My body, my choice? My body, my choice. Damn right. The Governor Brown is not even following the science or the latest data. Okay? As a matter of fact, we're going to be having our in-service in a couple of days, and I actually wrote down some questions that I want to ask. And I think that these are very good questions that nobody is answering. Question number 1. The CDC has recently stated that the fully vaccinated are getting COVID and spreading it as readily as the unvaccinated, which begs the question, why get vaccinated? Okay? The following, and this is the governor in her own words, okay? This is from her own temporary order. Listen to this. The Delta variant is approximately 2 to 3-fold more transmissible than early wild-type COVID-19 variants. People infected with the Delta variant have higher viral loads and shorter incubation period. There is emerging evidence that people infected with the Delta variant have similar viral loads regardless of vaccination status, suggesting that even breakthrough cases may transmit this variant effectively. Being vaccinated, listen to this contradiction in terms. Being vaccinated is therefore critical to prevent the spread of Delta. Okay? This is question 2. Study after study has demonstrated conclusively that natural immunity is vastly superior to vaccine immunity. Why then is there no provision for positive antibody tests for people like myself who have had COVID and survived it? Okay? The studies are showing that natural immunity is robust and long-lasting.
I think is they think of the word like against masks or like for pro-choice masks.
All over the place.
Pro-choice, the word.
And then this question. Recent statistics out of Israel and the UK show that 70% of deaths from COVID are among the fully vaccinated.
Remember the days when we could like agree to disagree?
How then,
not anymore.
In good conscience, can BSD remain in lockstep with the CDC and ODE on vaccination? This one-size-fits-all. It's as if the governor is she has a one-track mind. The attitude is, this is our story and we're sticking to it. Damn the facts, to hell with the data, we're going to do what we're going to do. Ladies and gentlemen, this is tyranny, and it must end, and it must end now.
Thank you, David, for being brave and coming to talk to the school board about as an employee. That is fascinating. Sarah Sue Vignana. And this is Sarah Smith. Sarah Smith.
Okay, so I'm here to actually talk as if the school board were in front of me. So, as an ex-school board member in the Beaverton School District, I know how hard it is. And I want you to think, as a school board member, they need to think, how do I feel? How do I feel about funding? How do I feel about education principles such as the math concepts, the English and language concepts that we teach? When do we teach them? We face, as school board members, all sorts of decisions. And the most important thing that a school board member needs to do is think about what they personally feel and then say, screw that, it's not important. Because what is important is that you are the representative of everyone, not just what the people think that are like you. But you are the representative of every single community member, parent, child, teacher. When I was on the school board, I had teachers calling me from their cell phones in their cars, afraid to tell their real feelings. That is not okay. It is not okay that we create any environment. We have a non-discrimination policy in our district, a non-discrimination policy that protects everybody. We don't need to identify specific groups to protect. because we have a policy that says everyone is protected. We need a policy, we made a policy that said difficult questions don't belong answered by the teachers. They belong answered by a protected adult or parent that that child feels. So when we have a policy, it is your job to protect those policies. That is the #1 responsibility. That and hire the superintendent. That is what you do. So that policy says if the teacher has no right to do their own opinions on those kids. It is against your policy. We need to stop the teachers teaching their personal opinions and indoctrination and teach facts. And when a kid has a question, send them to a responsible adult who has the right to be their leader, the parent. I have listened to teachers who said, we need to get these kids before those radical, crazy, religious, fanatical parents get their views into them. I actually heard a teacher say that. That is not okay. The parents have the right to teach their religious, community, social, moral, any view that they want. That belongs to the parent, not the district. The district needs to get back to facts and facts only. I'm in the classrooms now, and I can give you example after example. And let me tell you, we need to be responsible school board. Listen to us. Open up your school board. I spent hours and hours listening to way more than 3 minutes apiece of people giving their views on all sorts of topics. It's your job to listen to us. You wanted this job. You ran for this job. I know how hard this job is. So get out there and start listening to us so you can represent us. Bring back LSCs. Bring back side councils. Bring back. What parent in here knows how to communicate with their school leaders? Because we don't have those representatives in our schools anymore. We used to have them, and we fought hard to have those. We used to have superintendents that came and met with us as community groups. You could go and meet with the superintendent. We fought hard for that. Why did you take that away? Because your community needs to be represented through you, so please do that.
Thank you. Steve Smith.
You guys are trying to interrupt what they're doing. That's why I walked over to you guys to say back up. You're causing distractions right now.
Okay, I'm going to piggyback on hers a little bit because my name is Sue Smith. It was formerly Sue Downey. I was on the Beaverton School Board for 5 years. I sued my school board. I sued the Beaverton School Board against the Oregon Educational Act for the 21st century. And now what are we doing? Where are you guys? Our school board meetings were packed. Why are you allowing them to have you meet in the
click the
parking
follow,
lot?
guys. Click the follow on my channel.
They
Go back to the
serve
restreamer.
at
Thank you.
your feet. You don't serve at their feet. You don't serve at your teacher's feet or the superintendent's feet or my feet. I'm a teacher. I've been with my current district, neighboring district for 21 years. I teach physical education. It's my first time in over 25 years I've had to go back and teach muzzled. I teach my kids muzzled. Is that safe? Is that ethical? Is that what's best for kids? No! We ask that question every time we look at a new curriculum. Is that what's best for children? No, and I'm going to add this word, and please forgive me, but hell no. That is not acceptable behavior. Now, let me talk about why I'm here. I went off my teachers union a couple months ago. Why? They want to defund the police. They want to support BLM. They want to support LGBTQ. They want to support Black Lives Matter. They want all that. I don't. I don't want my money going for them. I don't want my money going for candidates I didn't vote for. Okay, so therefore, you go, if any of you are on any type of union, you go to optouttoday.com, click on it, click on your state, put in your name, they'll generate a letter for you, send it certified mail to your place of business, you're off the union, you get your money back. Teachers, you better buy liability insurance. I have liability insurance, but not through National Education Association because they don't back what I believe in. So, get off the union, and if I can't stress enough, I'm going to shout it from the mountaintops, wake up, parents! Teachers don't mean anything. We're squat on the ground. We can cry till we're purple about stuff. Unless the parents do something, you guys make the difference. Please help us. Help us help our kids. You can say, I don't have kids in the district. You have grandkids. You have neighbors. You have relatives. Help our children. Thank you.
Thank you, Sue. Another brave person who works within schools. Yana and John and Kat. Those are the next three.
Yeah, no, they're done. That's sad. I really liked our talk. You and I should have really talked
Here right off work. I learned about it.
A child that's making
Sometimes I don't have much written down or on my head to say other than I'd like to read off some stats from Stanford. Infection survival rate for the big C word. Ages 0 through 19, 99.9973%. 20 to 29, 99.986%. 30 to 39, 99.969%. 40 to 49 years old, 99.918%.
American flags in the chat.
50 to 59 years old, 99.73%. 60 to 69 years old, 99.41%. 70 Amen. 70 plus years old, 97.6%. And that's non-institutionalized. 70 plus, age 70 plus, all, the remaining 94.5%. I am a caregiver, a certified caregiver. I work with elders. I know what it is to lose your loved ones when they are elderly. I've seen the pain. I've seen the tears. I've seen the isolation. I have a 14-year-old who struggles with suicidal thoughts because she has been isolated from school. This is ridiculous. Our children deserve better. Our children deserve more. I want to play a video. I know that there's not much time for it, and I'm not sure whether or not you guys will be able to hear it, but I figured I would try. This is a gal named Kristen Megan Kelly. She's from Hudsonville. Woo! This way. I'll put it right up to the speaker. Let's try it. If not, look her up on Rumble.
Some huge number, right? Generational wealth. Not
the speaker's here. So I'm going to go ahead and play it. I hope you guys listen. I hope everyone listens. This is for all humanity. This is something that we need to get past.
In this room. You've heard from a pediatrician, you've heard from healthcare workers. I am the only subject matter expert in this room to speak on masks. I applaud the parents who've done their due diligence. I'm going to tell you a little bit of my background. I have spent the past 19 years working in the field of occupational and environmental toxicology as a senior industrial hygienist. I have crossed credentials in public health, decontamination, waste management, disease committees in hospitals. In fact, hospitals cannot be built so they can have construction, because I've spent most of my career in healthcare. They cannot build buildings without consulting with an industrial hygienist. Why? I'm going to explain. So, you understand my frustration? None of the last is like addressing the fear that I'm very I'm going to use this credit for the fact that you haven't heard about prevention most likely because the media has the MDs and the DOs and the nurses on TV. They are skilled, they treat people, I protect people. If I train those doctors that are on TV, and they are not telling you the truth. The doctors that are telling you the truth, by the way, are here to tell the frontline doctors, neurologists, pediatricians, ones I work with around the country, are here this weekend at an event. And we are trying to let all superintendents know all the staff know. I understand you've been led.
You guys still talking there, guys? Hello.
I'm a military veteran. I spent 9 years on Force working in bioenvironmental engineering. Those burn pits you heard of, we air sampled them. 9/11, we air sampled them. Tell me why now.
Farley, how you doing? Farley, where are you? You should be here.
Air sampling and doing risk mitigation, selecting the controls. Why would we order COVID? That's right. This is not about health and safety. That's not my opinion, that is fact. Because the fact is, every single mask that someone has on this room has 0% efficacy. The reason I know that is because I am a court-credentialed expert. I have been on countless court cases over the past year, and I've won every single one. In favor of doctors I've defended, military people, you name it. Teachers, suing their employers.
Doing good, guys. What's the highlighter day, guys? It's highlighter day.
It's on my side. So please write this down. Everybody write this down. Go on YouTube and look up Petty Podcast. Petty, Stephen Petty is a mentor of mine. He's the highest credentialed industrial hygienist in my field. I'm trying to understand that masks do not work.
You messed this stuff?
Something called the hierarchy of control.
I love Portland.
It's a little upside down pyramid.
I love Beaverton too.
We cannot engineer out the hazard. We cannot substitute out the hazards out of here. We have a virus. It's aerosolized. Do you know that 1 COVID micron is 40,000 times smaller in air?
Looks like some of them got tired over there.
Look at one piece of human hair. Your mask, everyone's mask, they're not transmitting. Masks do not stop the virus.
It looks like, or it could look like evolution.
Thank you. I let her go a little bit long because I knew she had that recording, so I counted it as another speaker speaking. All right, so John George Aaron.
And you're saying it's institutional racism, so you want to institute racism in our policies. Like that's the difference. That's the sticking point between us.
Hello, everybody. I'm Grandpa.
Like I'm anti-racist.
I've been living in Beaverton and paying taxes. I own a business for over 40 years. The first question I have for the Beaverton School Board is, why can't you host a meeting where people can be heard without all this obnoxious horn honking and distractions? Because everybody needs to be heard, and everybody should get their chance, and that's why I'm here. And I'm glad I followed the last speaker because I don't have a prepared speech, really. I've got a bunch of random notes that I have actually written into the Beaverton School Board.
I apologize for yelling at me.
And no response and no mention of anything about the characterization of what some of the comments were. So critical race theory is not what you think it is. We absolutely should teach the egregious things that happened in the past to our kids.
Head up, face first, out of the
But critical race theory is about blaming children today in the classroom that things happened in the past. Why do you want to drive looking in the rearview mirror when you can drive forward looking through the windshield and move forward? This has to stop. The 14th Amendment's Equal Protection Clause requires states to practice equal protection. It requires states to treat their citizens equally and bans discriminatory laws, policies, and governmental actions. The Beaverton School District's anti-American indoctrination is taking children backwards into a place and time
We won't accept an apology.
never even know. History is supposed to teach society not to repeat itself. It's supposed to teach society how not to repeat itself. It's not supposed to teach how to relive it. The Beaverton School District is fostering anti-family, pro-Marxist teachings. You are fostering
Have a great day. God bless.
families who hate half their own family. I don't want anyone, especially my grandson, who happens to be black, to be taught that he somehow can't succeed. I don't want any letters pulled on him. I want him to fight for his education and succeed in life. Shaming and demonizing white kids to feel they're somehow less of a person than my black grandson.
They like to be shamed? Is that part of the reason they like to kind of feel shame?
Children against each other. That is just wrong. I object to my tax dollars being used for indoctrination versus education. We are 37th in the world education in this.
We're not in Multnomah County.
This country's public
Washington County is
education
a little bit
system is in
more
deep trouble.
prudent.
Stay in your lane.
Law
We should be
enforcement.
focusing on the quality of education
Oh, they are here.
in order to properly prepare our kids to be competitive and successful. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Kat.
Dougie Fresh, you're on. You got 3 minutes. I know. 3 minutes. Dougie Fresh, you're on.
Okay. I'm not a public speaker, but I am a parent. So I'm speaking tonight about a situation that happened with the school board and the staff of Beaverton School District. In the spring, I emailed the school principal my issues about masks, backed by data, and requesting that my 3rd grade son not wear a mask. They told me that my
share your thoughts, guys. Thanks for following. Thanks for hitting the subscribe button.
That is exactly what they said.
Apologies for the
as a parent for my own child. We're not welcome in my district. Unbelievable. I immediately pulled my child out. He won't be going back this year. I have another son.
Want to get PayPal, Cash App, Venmo.
He's 4. He's very
Out if you guys like, help out with the stream.
He
Gas
can't
money.
speak right. Can't speak well.
All those whistles, like a little ear infection I think going on here, so help me out there.
Which he would need to be masked for. His whole class, including his teacher, he's 4. My son needs to see people's faces to learn how to speak. This is the whole point of me putting him in this class. He will not be going. I also can't get services for him in a medical setting without having a mask on their faces. So how is he
Mr. Bill
supposed to
on those
learn?
locations.
How? It's unbelievable what's going on. The fact that the Beaverton School
Facebook
District doesn't want to
page
hear
is
from
Mr.
parents.
Bill's upload.
Didn't we elect you? Or did we? Not sure about our elections here. We need to remove these board members who refuse to let us have a say in our kids' education, who sit behind their computer screens on their Zoom meetings with their blocked comments, refusing to let parents participate in a meaningful way. They refuse to follow real science. They disrespect our country and teach our kids that America is a terrible place. They put more emphasis on teaching our kids that they are racist or oppressed and all about the 25 genders,
Hey Lee, how you doing?
rather than ensuring our kids are learning to read and write and do
Nobody's
math.
afraid of
No
trans
longer
people.
about education.
Nobody's
That
afraid
is
of trans
why
people.
we
Why
are
do they
not
say
going
people are
back
afraid
to
of trans
public
people?
school until this is resolved. Our country is in big trouble if we allow these people
They don't
to
even
go
know
on a path that
definitions
they're
of words,
on.
do
They are
they?
teaching our kids to be compliant, non-critically thinking sheep, because that's what they themselves might be. America is falling right now, and it's up to courageous people like us to show these people we have had enough. Our kids are the future of this country. We need to prepare them as best we can to end this nonsense right now. In the words of Donald Trump, some of you may not like him, but I do. We will not bend. We will not break. We will not yield. We will never give in. We will never give up. We will never back down. But we will never, ever surrender.
Nice. Nicely said.
Thank you, Kat.
I don't think they like that
Thank you.
T word there.
George, Erickson, Christina Lake, and Aaron. Oh no, Aaron already went. Cole Zuber.
Hi, my name is George Erickson.
You guys can speak with your masks on and giving us instructions on speaking.
I have 2 mixed-race daughters that graduated from Beaverton High School. The most recent one was about 6 years ago. And I used to drive carpools, probably like you guys did.
If you're watching on a restream, please come over here and click the follow or subscribe button real quick, and then go back to your streamer, please. Thank you.
Kids from all different ethnicities. And I never heard any of the kids
we're the ones that are out here.
racist comments from their teachers or anything. All I heard about was
thanks for
what
sharing
a
the link.
wonderful school experience that they had. And I just trumpeted that to all my relatives, friends. It's just such a great place. So I was shocked this spring when I saw the national story about Don Grodding's audio tape being released where he's threatening the teachers that if they're not anti-racist, there's not a spot for them in the Beaverton School District, as though being anti-racist if you're not anti-racist, it means you're a racist. It's like if somebody were to call you an egg and you'd say, I'm not an egg, I'm a person, and they would say, well, you're an egg unless you're an anti-egg. It doesn't really make any sense. And nothing makes sense. So I can't imagine the kids I'm driving being either grouped as oppressed or oppressors, because it goes against the 1964 Civil Rights Act, creating racial hostilities in school. And there's just no place for it, and I'm happy to be a part of this group, and thank you everybody for coming today.
Thank you, George. Christina Meek?
I don't know. Italy and Germany both.
Not here. Okay. Cole. Cole Zuger? Or Zugier? Cole.
Hey guys, so I have two kids that were in the Hillsborough School District, ages 3rd grade and 6th grade. And about a month ago, we had a Hillsborough School District meeting, and there was a whopping, I think, 14 parents that showed up to speak to that. After they decided they were going to put mask mandates back in, that's kind of what drew a lot of people in. And I told them there that I don't teach my kids in a way that's just because I said so. And what they're trying to do with both the parents and the kids, saying with the masks in particular, you have to go to school and wear a mask, they don't have any reason to tell them. They're basically just saying because we said so, comply, do what we say because we said so. Nope. Nope. My kids, they don't do that with me. I teach them, if I tell you something and it doesn't make sense, question it. They should do the same there. We should do the same.
Hey, don't question anything their government says.
Question everything. And everything's being shut down, right? I noticed when they post the videos of that Hillsborough School District meeting, comments are shut down. They don't want to see what people are saying because they know that
small
there's
Ultimate
more
Podcast
people
support,
like
please.
us
Thanks for popping
than
in.
they think
Ultimate
there are,
Podcast.
despite the small numbers that show up to these
Come back
things,
to my
which
channel,
need
please.
to grow. Right? The other thing I learned recently is that the school district attributes about $12,000 to $15,000 to each child, depending on the district. Last year, Beaverton School District dropped 1,000. 1,000. They cycle it on a 2-year basis. So this next year, if that number doesn't bump back up, which they're counting on, because now even though things are worse than ever, they're going to go back 5 days a week full time. Why do you think that is? They need the numbers. So as of Friday, I pulled my kids from the school. They're no longer going to public school. And as a little bit of encouragement, so as a single father, I work full time. I'm like, how the hell am I going to homeschool my kids? How am I going to find the time to do that? So I started researching and talking to people. And where there's a will, there's a way. It's a lot easier than y'all would think. There's a lot more support than you would think. So my encouragement would be for mask mandates, CRT, etc., etc., etc. Get your kids out of the indoctrination camps. It also speaks with your dollar. They will lose dollars when we pull our kids from school. So whether that be homeschool, private school, whatever, pull them out. Pull them out until it changes.
That's the Ultimate Podcast.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Craig, Catherine, is it Kirkpatrick, and Renee? Craig here?
So what do you guys think about what's going on here?
Is here. At least I thought he was. He must have left. Catherine? Ah, she's coming up.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Catherine Kirkpatrick. I drove an hour to get here from Portland. You may have heard of us. I would advise Beaverton not to go down the path that we've gone down. I'm here as a volunteer from FAIR, Foundation Against Intolerance and Racism, based on the principles of Martin Luther King, to defend people's free speech, free conscience, and equality under the law. And I'm here to address Beaverton School District. Beaverton School District, we the people are the law in this country.
See BCP's in the crossfire here.
So by refusing to face us, you give the impression of refusing to face your elected duties. And that's unfortunate because we know that you're working hard to teach children. But that contributes to the feeling in the public, to your public image problems, that you have something to hide.
Twitch, what do you think about what's going on?
All these wonderful
Click that follow.
Americans here, everybody, all of you,
You support what
we are not
these people are doing here.
to face
Click the like
people
button.
with whom we might disagree. And I'm not even sure how much we disagree, because I see a lot of commonality here about caring about people's lives, about wanting to stop racism, and about freedom of speech, bodily autonomy. There's a lot of common ground here, and we're not afraid to face people who might differ from us slightly on how that should be realized. So Beaverton School District, why are you afraid to face your constituents?
Public comments are available. You can do it online.
Parents, you know that parents know that their elected school district representatives are obligated by elected office to serve all students without prejudice, without dictating what we may or not believe, without determining who is in the right or wrong body, who is guilty or who may judge them, who is allowed to be held to educational standards and who shouldn't. And so I'd like to remind everybody on the Beaverton School Board and the parents here of the words of the U.S. Supreme Court in the 1943 case of West Virginia Board of Education versus Barnett. If there is any fixed star in our constitutional constellation, it is that no official, high or petty, can prescribe what shall be orthodox in politics, nationalism, religion, or other matters of public opinion, or force citizens to confess by word or act their faith therein. Serve the people equally, and you won't have problems. Face them, allow them to speak to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Catherine, for coming from Portland. It is interesting down there. And we do not want Beaverton to become like Portland. Renee is, come on up.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for coming out. I'm a preschool teacher and I've been studying brain development and the effects of early childhood trauma for over 20 years. I'm actually a product of early childhood abuse, and I have to say I'm a survivor. I've gotten through it.
Also, they don't listen.
But I have to tell you that I've struggled my whole entire adult life to get better. And let me tell you, the trauma that we are putting on children is irreversible. The damage is irreversible. They will put an imprint on their brain, and it will stay there until they get really expensive therapy or brain spotting or EMDR. There's great therapies out there. I have to say there's hope and healing for everybody. But I'm going to jump in right now and say I'm about to lose my job because I'm refusing to mask 3-year-old children and distance them in Portland Parks and Recreation. Your city in Portland Parks and Recreation is masking and distancing 3-year-olds.
You believe that?
So I refuse to participate in child abuse. I refuse to participate in comply.
Also, they want to mask the 3-year-old kids.
Psychological damage and why
well, they do act like 3-year-olds, so that could be the reason.
It's an important dialogue that has to happen, and parents need to be a part of this conversation.
So they find their passion.
You know, this has catastrophic impacts on their cognitive development. Masking impedes their breathing, it creates acute anxiety attacks because of the lack of oxygen. I know I had 37 panic attacks in the grocery store because I can't wear a mask. You know, I was abused so badly as a child that I can't cover my face and impede my breathing or I will pass out in the grocery store. It's personal, it's private, ain't nobody's business, but it's something we need to share and share with all of you, is that it causes headaches, dizziness, drowsiness, reduced ability to concentrate, and reductions in cognitive function. We got bus drivers in masks driving kids around. Does that not concern you?
Twitch, are you still there, Twitch?
Masking is discrimination.
Twitch, if you're
I've
still
been
there,
ostracized
say something in the
from
chat,
Portland
please.
for 17 months. unable to take my 3.5-year-old anywhere because I don't want to change his brain. We connect and we bond through facial expressions.
Thanks, CJ.
We need to see each other's faces for your brain to develop properly. That's part of it.
Good.
You need it. It's part of your brain. It's not a question. It's not up for debate. There's no debate about brain development in children. There's a study that came out in San Diego in 1995 to 97. It was at Kaiser Permanente, and ACEs stands for Adverse Childhood Experiences. This study, it identified a really important link that this trauma affects our outcomes and health later in life. You are going to have more heart disease, diabetes, and chronic disease with all this trauma that you're putting on children. The toxic stress changes their brains, and it really makes stable, healthy relationships later in life real difficult. We have an opportunity to make informed, educated, thoughtful, inclusive decisions regarding how we move forward. The time is now to do research and say no to policies that hurt children and the communities that we're meant to support. Real teaching happens through engagement, through contact, through inviting and eliciting a child's curiosity and appealing through their senses. This depends on relationships with humans. We want children to develop into autonomous, curious, and self-motivated, individuated human beings. That's what we want. And I beg you, the time is now. Pull those kids out of school. I found some amazing homeschooling programs. My mom's a public school educator in LA. And I'm going to tell you, I saw some terrible things in the classroom just being down there in LA over 20 years ago. And what I saw with distance learning,
No smiles there, guys. No smiles.
And I took
No
all of
frowns
their
behind him,
children
though.
for 5
Those
months
silly
so that they
frowns,
could
if you can
work
see the
from
frowns.
home. I sacrificed and I said, give me your kids. I got this. And I took them all on, different ages, different age groups,
I
and
think
we
you saw
did
his
it,
frowns,
and
you
we
saw
made it.
eyes.
This is not forever. That was temporary. We can't keep podding up and bubbling up. This isn't working. Things need to open up and go back to normal. We've had enough. Enough is enough. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, two more speakers. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hitting that like. Make sure you click that follow, guys. Come over here and click the follow if you're on a restream real quick. Click the follow and subscribe real quick on the person who's actually giving you the content, please. And then go back to the restreamer. Thank you.
Hey, my name's Ben Edelwood, Free Oregon. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. Yeah, Paul knows me. I'm moving around, but I'll trip and fall. Listen, I think, so I got kids in the public schools, Multnomah County, Washington County, and I'll tell you this, our family's not set up to pull them out of school. We rely on the public school system in our house. If you want to get to a private school, it's a 5-year wait. They'll be graduated by then or whatever. But and we can't homeschool them either. We're just not in a position to be able to do that. So I relate to that. We're dependent on the public schools. But I want to tell you what I think is the why behind what's happening here. There's a why behind it, and I think we need to understand what that why is. And it's about division. It's about division. All across the board, what's been happening to us, whether it be through the healthcare system, through the public school system, the public safety system, every system that we have is dividing us. It's dividing us and them. All right? Well, we're fighting each other
Encourage the restreamers
about
out
critical
there.
race theory.
Send followers my way.
We are
then I'll
dividing
probably do it
ourselves
first.
to a behemoth
actually
that
will,
is
but-
taking away our choice, our liberty, our power, our businesses, our strength, and our children. They want our children. If you get COVID-19 and you go to the hospital, like Paul said the other day,
Look, this
you go in a
guy's a
patient
years, I know.
and you come out property. You don't have a choice. When we drop our kids off this fall at the schools in Washington County and in Multnomah County, they go in your child, but they become the property of the state. They will not let parents in, and while they are not letting parents in, they are teaching them about their color and what makes them divided by what color they are. Their most superficial aspect. One is an oppressor, one is oppressed. Both are effed. Both are effed. Governor Brown.
We're true signaling is silly.
Governor Brown secretly signed an executive order in June taking out state standards for math and reading, state graduation standards. What good does it do to have no standards? What good does it do? Yeah, maybe all children, instead of no child left behind, it's all children
I had to put in my 2
left
cents.
behind. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much for everybody speaking. Ben, come on up. Ben, come on up real fast. So, Kai Delgado, you're here in the crowd. Come on up. No, Kai doesn't want to come up. So Kai Delgado Warren is with Antifa. She's over here in this gold mask, and she wanted to get the picture of Ben and I, where Ben gave me a $1,000 donation for my campaign, and he is from Free Oregon, so Free Oregon gave me that donation, and Kai Delgado Warren right here, she wanted to take that picture and slander me, and call me a racist, and call me homophobic, and call me an extremist, and call me all kinds of names. And that was not okay. You don't know me, you never talk to me. I actually, and I'm gonna say something that I don't tell people here. Okay? And I'm looking you eye to eye. Because I want you to know, number one, I love you as a human being. Okay? I love everybody here as a human being. Number two, I am not homophobic. I lived that life for a little while. Nobody knows that. I am putting myself out there in front of everybody. Okay? I lived that life for a little while. I lived a lesbian lifestyle for a short time. Okay? Because when I was growing up, I had a lot of trauma and abuse in my life. A lot of trauma and abuse. This is why I stand up. Okay? This is why I speak out. And this is why I have no fear. Because my abusers wanted to keep me down. My abusers wanted to keep me silent. But I stood up. I had guys rape me. That's why I chose the lesbian lifestyle for a short time. But then I learned, if I had teachers go off and do what they're asking to do on comprehensive sexuality education, I don't know what I would have done. But it took until about 20, 21 years old until I was like, okay, you know, I'm confused, I was abused, things like that. And most people who go with the gay and lesbian lifestyle is because they were abused. Look at the studies, okay? Excuse me. That's what most of the studies are. I will. But I want you to know, I taught in schools for over 23 years, and I'm continuing. And I love every single one of my students. I did not care if they were transgender, which I had them. I did not care if they were gay or lesbian, I had them. I did not care if they were black, white, or brown, because I had them all. Okay? So it's one of those, we need to make sure that we're teaching love and unity and respect of everyone. And I wish that you would have come and talked to me. And I wish you would not have slandered my name and would not have slandered Ben's name. You can talk. You have 3 minutes.
What was your question?
Okay, so to the first point about Ben Edel's photo with Jeanette Shada, I found a video of Ben Edel talking alongside Avowed Proud Boys. He claims he's not a Proud Boy. Fine. Speaking with Proud Boys is just as bad. If he doesn't want to wear that moniker,
let her talk. Let her talk.
We should be better.
Let her talk. Go ahead.
Please respect. We need to let her talk. Everybody else got to talk.
I bet you think that
associating with racists and not standing against them is the same thing as racism. There's no difference. Ben Edel associates with Avowed Proud Boys. I don't care if he's taken a creed, he's still a Proud Boy. As as for your abuse, Jeanette, I'm very sorry about that. Genuinely, I think that's horrible, terrible. I also believe that you are weaponizing it to further abuse transgender youth, and I think that it is going to do great harm to disallow CSE from being taught in schools. CSE makes transgendered students feel included. It allows them to have a voice. It normalizes their experience. And to pretend like heterosexuality and cisgenderism is the only way is transphobic.
It's not a standard.
Because that is part of a normal people's gender spectrum as well.
Parents to teach the kids. You can opt out.
Well, let them speak.
You can opt out. You can opt out.
The majority of abusers are parents.
Let her finish. Let her finish. Let her finish. Let her finish.
As far as the CRT comment goes, colorblindness is racism. I've said that 10 times today. I'll say it 10 times more. Pretending you don't see color does not fix our systemic racism issues in this country. You can't pretend that you don't see the color of individuals and assume that that's going to solve the problems. We need to confront racism, and weaponizing Martin Luther King Jr.'s words to inspire your own racist agenda is frankly disgusting, and it makes me sick to my stomach every time I hear it. Yeah, that's all I have to say.
Thank you, Kai.
Thank you, Kai. I appreciate
Took
it.
a lot of courage, Kai.
Okay, I only allowed Kai to speak, even though she didn't sign up, because Kai is the one who started coming after me, and I want to show her that respect. And I appreciate your. No, I was very clear on what I did, and I appreciate your apology on that. And in regards to my experiences, okay, I appreciate that. I also want everybody to know that critical race theory is teaching racist ideology, okay? It is. I understand you disagree, okay? I completely understand. I have done a deep dive into critical race theory. It does go back to Marxism, okay? It goes back to Karl Marx, and then it goes into World War II with Herbert Marcuse. Herbert Marcuse came from Germany to UCLA as a professor. Herbert Marcuse then passed on his ideology. He changed it to critical theory, from Marxism to critical theory. Okay, then Derek Bell, who is a black man who worked for NAACP, picked up the critical theory, and he changed it to critical legal theory. And so you're going to hear school board members and teachers and union representatives sit there and say, well, it's a critical legal theory. It's not in K through 12 schools. It is absolutely in K through 12 schools. Because when when Derek Bell passed on his critical legal theory, and he was actually doing a lot of good work. I didn't agree with some of the stuff he was doing, but he was doing a lot of good work with getting rid of the racism in the laws. Segregation is racism. Critical race theory is segregating our students. Okay? He was also getting rid of discrimination in our laws. Critical race theory is discriminating based upon skin color and immutable quality. Okay? Derek Bell did a lot of work with the NAACP, and again, I agree with a lot of what he did because I think he helped. He was part of the civil rights movement, and he helped a lot of things in the critical legal theory. Then he went on and I apologize, my brain's going at a rapid pace right now. Kimberly Crenshaw. She was taught by Derek Bell. Kimberly Crenshaw is another black professor. I want you to notice the pattern. We had a professor, then we have Derek Bell, professor, now Kimberly Crenshaw, professor. Okay? She is in the field of legal studies. So she kept it within legal studies, but she had intersectionality. Intersectionality is where you break down your identity, okay? With if you're black, if you're female, if you're white, if you're gay, if you're lesbian, if you're disabled, if you're not disabled, all kinds of things it breaks down, which makes sense because we're all multiple things in our lives, okay? But she wanted to take it and twist it up and started doing the critical race theory because Derek Bell coined it critical race theory. And so she's been twisting. She's still alive. Derek Bell has passed. But Kimberly Crenshaw is still a professor. She is still teaching this stuff. So then we get to Abraham X. Kendi. I've read all these people's works. I know what they think. All of them lack religion, by the way. They lack a God in their life of some sort. Okay? And so does schools. Schools lack religion as well. It used to be they would do the Pledge of Allegiance. When I worked in Texas, every day they put her hand over her heart to the Pledge of Allegiance. It doesn't happen very often here anymore. In God we trust is written on our currency because this country was founded on Judeo-Christian values, but we accept, through the Constitution of the United States, we accept all religions, all creeds, all races, all sects. Okay? So critical race theory was supposed to stay in the legal field, but it didn't. It went to education. I was taught in some of those critical race theory deals. I just didn't know it was critical race theory during my master's program. And I was sitting there scratching my head going, I'm not teaching that. That's divisive. We want Martin Luther King Jr. and the peace and bringing together of my little black boys, little black girls coming together on the playground and playing without worrying about skin color. Okay? So then, so when I was taught, I discarded it. I was like, no, I'm not teaching that. Because I don't want to go and teach children to segregate. I have family members who are of mixed race. I have nieces and nephews, cousins, aunts, and uncles of mixed race. Okay, that's not fair to pit one race against another. Absolutely. That's discriminatory and divisive and racist. So we need to get that out. I've been doing a lot of Freedom of Information Act or public records requests with the school district. The school district is 100% teaching critical race theory. If you don't stand up, and school board members, you need to stop this critical race theory. You have a job. A couple of school board members said you hire and fire a superintendent, which Don Grotting should be fired. He's a white, cisgender male who is agreeing with critical race theory, number one. And he needs to be fired for what he said back in January or February. But you guys stood up. You guys stood up and said, I support him 100%. Then we have Pat McCreary, who is the Diversity and Equity Administrator. He is looking at everything through a critical race theory lens. He said it to me 3 times in 2 different meetings. He is looking at everything through a critical race theory lens. It is an ideology. It is unproven. There's no studies on it. He is lying when he says that he looks at things. We have done FOIAs to other school districts that he has said, and he has touted as these great school districts with great success. And the school districts were scratching their head going, he was obviously looking at that information wrong because that's not what it meant. Okay? Then we have a training that they did last year, and I'm going to take a little bit longer of your guys' time because this is important. Training last year during the middle of COVID. The middle of COVID, everybody. They were going to have in-person, in Cottage Grove, at a resort, 20 individuals, including the Beaverton Education Association president, who is the union president, and the vice president, to go down and pay $1,700 per person to take this training on equity and inclusion. I have the materials from that training. It is critical race theory, divisive garbage. You go to Build Back Basics in Education on Facebook, and I am posting the stuff from those trainings. It is there for all to see. They are trying to charge me $4,000 to get more information. Okay? They should not be charging $4,000. Beaverton School District, this is in the public's best interest for the sake of argument. We, the people, need you to be transparent. You're not being transparent. And we need you to be transparent. I should not have to pay one dime of that $4,000 because everything I'm asking for is in the public's best interest of what is happening in the schools. I have given it to KGW. I've given it to Coin 6. I've given it to a number of other reporters throughout the state. Have anybody contacted me? No. KGW and Coin 6 interviewed me today.
Beaverton, Oregon.
But nobody's contacted me with the information I have. There's other things in the works. I will continue to do FOIAs. I encourage everybody here to do a public records request. If you're not from this school district, and by the way, most of the people who spoke here today were from the school district. I counted up, about 15 people that spoke were from this school district. Okay, they are community members in this school district. Parents, grandparents, taxpayers in this school district. We pay your salaries. We pay for the curriculum. And you, school board members, every single one of you, Karen Perez de Silva, Ugana Inanaya, Becky Timchuk, Tom Collette, Eric, I think it's Eric Simpson, I don't remember. Can't remember his last name. And Susan Greenberg. And also, last one. There's 7. I was doing so well. Who knows it? I apologize. I forget your name. So, you guys, you took an oath to the Constitution of the United States. Stand up to that oath. It includes free speech. Open up your school board meetings. I know there's rumor going around that Antifa was going to be here. We have them here. It was peaceful. We wanted it to be peaceful. I'm going to stand up, speak out, no fear. I encourage everybody, stand up, speak out, no fear. Okay, Washington County is not Multnomah County. We have a DA that will prosecute. We have, I talked to Beaverton Police Department and Pat Garrett at one point to talk about what I was doing today. They're around. Let's just put it that way. Okay? And to everybody behind me who was shouting us down, by the way, we are all here, and if you notice the big crowd that was here, they're gone. They got bored. It wasn't what they thought it was. But the crowd behind me, we love you. We care for you. We want the best for you. But you need to understand. You need to understand that critical race theory. I encourage the students back here. There's several students back here. I encourage you to really deep dive into critical race theory and what it is. Do your studies of it. Make your own decisions. Okay? As an English teacher, I did that. Every single day in my classroom, my students never knew my political ideology. Never. They asked me all the time. And they never knew because I showed all sides when we were studying something. And then they made the decision. Okay? They made the decision. When it comes to transgender students, who's the transgender? Okay, come on up, please. So, come on up. When it comes to transgender, okay, that is your choice.
She asked her, not
okay,
you.
Hold on. Get the fuck out of my way. It is your choice to go that way. It doesn't necessarily mean I agree with what you're doing, and I know some people don't think it's a choice, okay? I understand that, okay? But you also need to understand, as you grow and you develop, okay, things may change, they may not. I don't know, okay? But I ask that you just allow yourself, your brain, to fully develop all the way, because there are studies with this. I've talked to people, okay? They're not broken, you're right. There's something within the brain. So the thing is I ask that you wait until your brain is fully developed. People's brains are not fully developed until 25. Then do whatever after that, because I have talked to people who went and transitioned, and then they were suicidal because they transitioned, because they did it before. Okay, but I apologize for that, but they did it before, and I get it. I've been there as far as my life and things that go on. Okay? So it's one of those that, again, study it on your own. I understand that you have your feelings and stuff, and I'm glad that you're studying it. Okay? But I want you to fully understand your brain has to be fully developed. Okay? You can. You're correct.
Please don't call her stupid. I can explore at any age, and my opinions are valid. Alright? My gender identity is my gender identity, and all I ask of you is that you respect it. You remember on that market, the corner, when you told me they them was incorrect English and refused to use my pronouns and called me a woman? How did you know I was a woman? How?
Your mother said this is my daughter.
She did not say it was my daughter. Okay? I'm still not a woman. I am not a woman, alright? I feel as if I'm not connected to gender in any way because I don't like it, per se, in my own experience. It's not that I don't like gender, it's that I don't feel like I connect to it, and I don't like my own experience with it. And all I ask is for all of you, and you especially, to respect my pronouns. I told you, and my mother did, that they, them were my pronouns. I currently have changed them to he, him.
You like to watch the video.
And then you called me a woman. I am not a woman. I am non-binary. Even my mother explained that to you, and you refused to use my pronouns and kept calling me a woman. How disrespectful and transphobic and homophobic is that? And then you were just claiming you weren't transphobic and homophobic.
Your mother did say this is my daughter and things like that. Okay. And the other thing is, sir, go ahead. The other thing is that as an English teacher, you are a single person. Okay. They, them is for plural. And I explained this on the street corner. You remember this? And so I said, if you would like me to call you it, that's fine. Okay. That's fine. Okay. If that's what you want to be called, that's fine. And when I was teaching, I had a transgender student who asked me to call, and I believe I explained this to you on the corner as well, who wanted me to call him by his name. His parents did not agree. So what we agreed on was I would call by the last name. We all agreed upon that. I will call anybody what they want, but when it comes to pronouns as an English teacher, if you're one person, now if you had several, then I would do that. Okay? So I get it. I know you guys want to say I'm disrespecting, but that's the English language. Okay? So I just want to let you know that
You want some common respect?
you will do a lot in life. Okay? And I wanted you to know that you are loved. Okay? You are.
Tell that to my grandparents. They fucking hate me.
Well, I'm sorry that your grandparents don't like you. Okay? I don't hate you. And I'm sorry your grandparents are that way. Okay? So with that, I want to say thank you to everybody who has come. I appreciate you coming. Drive safely home. And I even appreciate the counter-protesters who came. Okay? Have a great night.
You homophobic racist! Hey, good to meet you. Yes, I thought that might have been you. Hey, good for you. Glad you showed up. Yeah, it is, isn't it? I've been seeing people in person since day one of this madness. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you came out. That's really cool. Yeah.
We're not racist.
That doesn't work. You did a good job. It's about ideology. I understand it. Yeah, please do. That'd be awesome.
They say like I'm Russian, black, for that reason. And I saw you apologize. I recognize that.
Yeah, I mean that's just what I came into. I'm late because I have a big statewide meeting today before this, and when I came in and everyone's yelling while someone's talking, I just got I got mama bear, I guess. Just wanted to respect that, but then realized that using that bad language and being a dick is an apologizable offense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like to make things right when I'm wrong. So, you know what though? I mean, I swear to God, I stand by this. We're fighting each other, and we are fighting the wrong people. We are all citizens of this country, and we have to find a way to find common ground. If we can do that, right now we're both being hurt by the government. Us now, you next.
And I appreciate how you
next. And what your friend said about your pants, don't listen to them.
I squeezed into them. I got COVID-20.
Skinny jeans, guys. Skinny jeans. Skinny jeans.
Thank you.
And I appreciate how you guys are kind of let everybody get their message across. So thank you.
When I saw, I've been a conservative Republican since '96. The first year I can vote. Why? Don't even work. It's totally why. I saw the first BLM rally with 10,000 people. I watched that on TV. They wear masks around the world. Because of the passion that I have for the American people to stand up and make a voice.
Oh my God, I feel so bad for Anthony Fauci who said masks don't work. So opened my eyes to some things, and it's definitely, I've spent 2 years exploring identity.
Yeah.
Because I have not been, so I've grown up in a white community,
Yeah.
white school, white community, white family. I've never had to explore that.
Yeah.
But looking back, and with BLM, like it opened my eyes and I can't unsee stuff.
Yeah.
So there are injustices in the world.
There
That's
are.
why I do this.
There are.
And we don't agree on everything, but I do think some of this is essentially.
As
But
people,
that's why I'm here.
Yeah.
I'll just listen.
well, good for you.
But yeah.
Yeah, I value that. I value that identity. That's a lifelong process that I learn about myself every day, especially when I put myself out into situations that are scary, or like being out in the public, and it's scary a little bit. I'll be honest with you, but I find out more about who I am by taking those risks, and I hope everybody finds themselves. It's liberating. There's liberation in finding out who you are. And it's so important. Yeah. Anytime we find even a sliver of common ground, we need to grab a hold of it, and we need to cherish it, because we are citizens, we are people, and we will all be screwed by an overreaching government. We will all be screwed in the end. They take my rights away, they're going to take yours next. And I'll fight for yours with the same ferocity that I'll fight for mine. And I'll tell you. And I'll say this, I feel weird today. not all of us are I don't know. Yeah. Or God, whatever. Universe.
Talk about how this ends up opening into other
Alright, guys.
Give me that. I grew up in a diverse community. In fact, I was one of the only white people in my neighborhood, and I learned a lot. I got one time I was on bus 4 Pheasant in 1994, and the kid jumped up through the back, spit a loogie on my face, and was like, "I hate white people, fuck white people." And I got off the bus to whoop his ass because I don't care. But I was with a bunch of guys I played football with, so I went to Benson, and we were on the way home, and they all stopped me. They were like on the porch of the house, but these guys would have fucked me up. But I remember that feeling, and you get over it. But it's also like, when you really look at it, racism in and of itself is ignorance. It's just pure ignorance. It's fucking stupid.
I agree on, but then this gets into critical race theory.
Yeah. We don't have to go there. Yeah. I'm looking for common ground.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. And
we don't have to go into CRT right now.
That's what
Yeah, believe it. Yeah. But we gotta find those slivers of common ground. Just hold on to them, cherish them. Where are you all over the place. Good job.
Let's keep democracy around, and if you don't want to do that, you're not American.
No, we should keep democracy around and not mob rule.
Take over the Capitol.
Nobody took over the Capitol.
January 6th, they tried.
There was a riot,
No,
yes, but nobody took over the Capitol.
They tried to ruin America.
How did they try to ruin America? They tried ruining America with the cops saying, "Come on in," and walking around the hall. Yeah, they ruined America. You ruined Portland. And then that's more.
It was already ruined.
And Kenosha. And how many more? Ruined America on January.
I guess the party's over, guys.
You out here late, man. No more conversation, guys. Got a little conversation out there.
That's weird. He bounced as soon as I asked him about his shoes, didn't he?
Yeah, because he knows.
He works, so that's what he said.
No, he's in Antifa. There's no question.
Okay, cool. Yeah, right on. Yeah, good. From working.
You mean the white stuff that was not on there last week?
The how many stuff? Because
and
growing, I believe, and growing. Yeah. Whatever it is, she got sprayed in the back.
Have fun here. Got some music going on.
Amazing. Tiny got white pants. That was the only thing that was there. So we got video too. I'm not a great team.
How you guys doing? You guys doing good? Thanks for hitting that follow. Thanks for hitting that subscribe. Thank you, restreamers. Sending people over here real quick before I end it here. You click that follow, click that subscribe, and they can head back over to your way. Appreciate everybody working together out there like that. Streamers, restreamers, patriots, free thinkers.
More the common sense conservative on YouTube. And,
You guys want to do something real quick for me? You guys watching and hanging out. Well, check what out.
I'm sorry, I interrupted him. I didn't know he was filming. I feel so bad.
I interrupt him all the time. You guys for watching, guys. I would do a dance, but I don't want to make those dancers down there feel bad.
I like it because I messaged guys that send me costumes or planning stuff. You know, I got
Thanks, guys, for watching. If you guys want to go do a quick hype train, let me know you're doing a quick hype train real quick, and I'll stay on. I'll do a little bit of shake, rattle, and roll like this if you guys want to on Twitch. YouTube, you guys know, if you want to, you can support the stream again also. Hopefully you guys had some fun today. Appreciate you guys watching and hanging out. I'll put that link in the chat real quick again, real quick here. There we go. Let's make it big enough here. Sorry, restreamers, if I seem like I was shouting you out a little bit too much or whatever, or calling you out or anything like that. I apologize, but we got to work together. Make sure everybody kind of works as a team. We're out here kind of getting you the content. We simply ask that you kind of have some of those people come out to hit the follow button on our channels. I don't want to get ran over right now. Well, you guys are doing good. Hit that follow. Doing good. No pole dancing. No pole dancing. Sorry, no pole dancing. I'll do a little bit of regular dancing here. If you guys want to help out, click on that. There you go. Here, do the link here real quick. Hold that there. My chat sometimes likes to see me dance. So, okay, here we go, guys.
I got it.
Let me get that rid of that. You guys,
Do it for me.
Okay, guys. You guys get hype train on Twitch. But if you guys get hype train going, I'll dance more for you.
Okay, here we go, guys.
oh man, this is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt. Oh man, what's going on there? Wait, what was that?
You're not live anymore, Sven. What's that hype train, guys? Hold on, Twitch.
Like and subscribe, everybody.
No twerking. You guys are asking me to twerk in the channel. I won't twerk. Common sense, I'll twerk for common sense.
Energy, man.
Thank you guys. Gotta have a little fun out here, guys. Gotta have a little fun. Thank you for those bits, guys. You guys get a hype train going? I don't know if you did or not, but I'd appreciate it if you did. Hey guys, let's keep the hype train going, guys. Show me your support for all lives matter, if you guys don't mind. Show those bits if you guys care about all lives, not just black lives. Show those bits in there, come on. Show them what kind of people they are. If they consider just one race that matters. Show them that all lives matter. Throw those bits in there. Come on, let's get those bits going. Keep that hype train going. Show them that everybody's life matters, not just somebody's colors of the skin is not what matters in life. Come on. Call them out with those bits. Call them out with those bits. Come on. Show some support in the channel there. Come on. Hit those 100 bits. Here we go, guys. Keep it up. Keep it up. If you guys believe in all lives and that CRT is not exactly the best way to teach anybody out there, click on. There you go. Have a great day, guys. Yeah. What about BCP's life? What about BCP's life? None of BCP's life doesn't matter. Is he a token? Is that what you're calling him? Huh? Come on. Keep those bits going, guys. Keep those bits going. Come on. Go by. Have a good day. God bless. Peace out, babies.
My friends are telling me there's someone online watching that's kind of a shithead. Could I say something to your camera real quick?
I guess if you want to, go.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
DK, keep Sam's fucking name out of your mouth, you piece of shit bag.
Okay. Not sure what's going on there, but DK, thanks for restreaming.
This up the voice. It's so good. They're gonna wake up with a sore throat tomorrow morning.
You guys just keep going. Keep going, guys. Come on, show them that all lives matter. Keep that hype train going. If you believe in all lives, keep it up. Yeah. The words, yes. The organization, no, right? I'm not sure what DK's situation was there, but focus on what the silliness of what you were just watching there. But let me, guys. Where are we at in the hype train, guys? Where are we at in the hype train? Is it worth another dance in the hype train, guys? I don't know what's up with DK, but she wanted to say something, so I gave her 2 seconds. Twitch, is the hype train still going or not? Okay, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Looks like most of the wonderful people, Antifa, etc., decided to call it a day. I appreciate that. Thanks for those bits there, guys. Thank you's in mind. Here's another little. Yeah, you like that? Oh, a honk on that one there. You guys take a drink there if you guys don't want to consider that a drink on that last honk there. Appreciate that, guys. DK, thanks for the restream, guys. DK, thanks for also sending your subscribers over my way to click that subscribe button real quick and then head back to your channel. I appreciate that so much, DK. Everybody follow DK that's not already following DK Records on YouTube, please. Thank you real quick. And YouTube, when we're done here, if you want to go find out what that situation was or whatever, DK will probably tell you what that situation was over on YouTube. Otherwise, Twitch, I'm going to find somebody to transfer you to. I have not seen anybody on Twitch on my stream as far as restreamers go. So if I see somebody on my stream real quick, as far as the restreamer goes, I will raid you guys over there in a second. There's a nice looking truck there. Let me see. If anybody's on Twitch that's restreaming real quick, say something in the chat and I'll raid you real quick. Let me see if anybody's going to say Barb loves Alaska. Thank you for the gifted sub. You guys are still doing the hype train? Okay, let me know when the hype train's over, guys. I appreciate it. I could do a little dance for you. Huh? There's no hype train going. I don't want to leave in the middle of a hype train, so. Huh? That's the way I like to dance and feel good after an event like this. Here, hey, hold the camera.
Go ahead. All right, go ahead. Just don't strip, bro. Just don't strip. Don't strip. Get it. I'm waiting for you to break dance, bro. Well, just act like it is. Just hit the ground, man.
Like a gang.
Make it gang. You doing the Running Man or what is that?
I just know what, man. I gotta get the walk like an Egyptian.
Walk like the Egyptian, yep. Two-step. Well, I'm waiting for them to start the train. Come on, where's the super chat train or whatever? Get it. I mean, if everybody did like $1, make it like a Chippendale thing. Just don't take off the shirt, bro. Just don't take off the shirt. Oh, hey. Oh, man.
He called it. BCP said to do it. Thanks, guys. He's doing good. Appreciate you guys watching, hanging out. So hype train over, guys. This is almost over. Level 4, 38%.
Did you catch that on film? Is it going to be recordable where I can go get it? Go to my Facebook.
Well, that first part of YouTube, I know.
Yeah. Good to see you, man. It's on Facebook now. Yeah. Right on. I'll try to snag it.
All right, guys, I got to call it here. Finish that hype train, guys. Finish that hype train real quick for me, please. Might be hanging out with BCP or Robert here in a second, but I got to end the stream before I hang out with them. So just keep that hype train going. Thank you so much. Gang. Anyway, hopefully you guys had fun today. Seeing some wonderful leftists share their opinions in front of other people. Level 5, 120%. You guys are awesome so much. High fives to everybody. Thanks for Restreamers helping out. I appreciate all your help out there. You guys are awesome. That was a possum. Keep going with the hype train, guys. Think you guys can finish it off. Let me know when it's over, guys. Thank you guys so that every little bit counts. The big bits, the little bits, except for pictures of Rival's butt. Those don't count so much. You don't want to see pictures of my butt. Oh, Tommy Petro in the chat. Thank you, Tommy Petro. You're awesome. Thank you so much, guys. We're having fun out here. We're chilling out, doing our thing. Thank you to follow 61775. If you're on a restream, real quick, click on over, click that follow, click that subscribe. And sometimes the restreamers will put that in the chat real quick there. Share it out, please. I know they like to see me dance every once in a while. Shake my booty. Anyway, how close are we to ending it, guys? I appreciate you guys watching and hanging out. Rexians, thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you to those bits there. Everybody, hey, Mummy, thank you so much. Appreciate you guys watching and hanging out. I'm going to assume that it's still over. It's not over yet. It's over. Hit 120. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. God bless. Have a great day. I'll find somebody to raid out there as soon as I end here. So Twitch, hang in there. YouTube, I would suggest DK Records, I guess. Whoever else. Who's the Jeff Mack or whatever. He might be over on YouTube. Or any of those guys. Oh, and also Ultimate Podcast Report on YouTube. One of those guys. Check them out. And I'm going to head on out, guys. Thank you so much. God bless. Hang on, Twitch. Until I radio over.